Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be doing the unboxing and we'll have a first look at this Moto G5 Plus, which is the successor to this Moto G4 Plus that was launched last year. And Motorola has made some changes, and as you can see, this is an Indian retail unit and it's made in India, but as it's a review unit, they have cut down the price. I'll have the pricing details in the YouTube show notes, and this is the 32 GB variant, and this one is having 4 GB of RAM. And if you see at the back, it says that it is having a 1080p screen, but now they have reduced the size to 5.2 inches from 5.5 that we found on the Moto G4 Plus. And it's having a 2 GHz octa-core processor. It's the Snapdragon 625, so the performance should be very good. And the biggest thing about this phone is the 12 megapixel rear-facing camera, and it's having a f1.7 lens with a 1.4 micron. That means it can gather in a lot of light, and this is very similar to what we found on the Galaxy S7, but this does not have optical image stabilization. So I'm really looking forward to the camera performance of this one, and it says it has a 3000 milliamp hour battery, and it says that it's having the dual autofocus pixel. Again, it's having PDAF. If you want to know what is PDAF, watch the other video that I posted about in Geeky Ranjit explains what is this dual focus pixels. And it also has, it says turbo power charger. That means a fast charger. We'll see that. And it has aluminum back and fingerprint scanner, of course, and some gestures. So let's quickly just break the seal and let's have a quick look at this device. So this is the gold color variant that we are getting. I feel the gray one should also look good. We'll keep this to the side for now, and it says hello Moto. We'll just take that out. So indeed they are bundling a turbo charger, so this is that fast charger that we have seen with other Motorola devices. And what else do we get? We get a USB cable that will be attached to this power adapter, and we also get a headset. And again, this headset is that very cheap one that we generally find with Motorola devices. Nothing that good, very low quality plastics, and the earphone. So that's what we are getting in the box, and some manuals and stuff, and also we get a SIM ejector tool. So here we have the device itself, and let's just peel this off. And on the back, again, as you can see, the camera has that hump. This is similar to the Moto Z Play that also had a hump, but the camera performance should be actually good on this one. The back is now aluminum finish and actually looks good. Let me also actually show you the SIM slot. Let's just open it up. I believe it's a dual SIM nano, and it has a proper slot for even micro SD card. And yes, it's like that, as you can see on this end. Let me zoom in. As you can see on this end, we actually can put 2 nano SIMs, and here you can actually put a micro SD card. So nice to see that we can have 2 nano SIMs and even a SD card. This is a solution what we saw with the Moto X style. So nice to see that they have implemented this one on this Moto G5 Plus. And we have that slight chamfered edges over here. Volume, power on off button. On the bottom we have the 3.5mm headphone jack, main microphone, and micro USB port. Still they are going with micro USB instead of USB type C. And on this end actually we have nothing. And moving to the front facing camera, it's still a 5 megapixel shooter, whereas the rear facing camera is a 12 megapixel shooter. So let me just quickly boot this up. Let's power it on, and this is the first boot for this device. Many of you asked me for the first boot animation, so I'll let it roll so that you can have a look.
Hello, Moto.
So that was the animation, boot animation, and I'll just set this up. In the meantime, let me give you a specs overview. This Moto G5 Plus is powered by the Snapdragon 625 chipset, which is an octa-core processor. It is having a 5.2-inch 1080p IPS LCD screen. Moving to the camera, the rear-facing camera is a 12 megapixel shooter with 1.4 micron pixel size, and a f1.7 aperture. Hence, it should be really good in low lighting, but it does not have any optical image stabilization. Moving to the front-facing camera, it's a 5 megapixel shooter with a f2.2 lens. It also has fingerprint support. It's a dual SIM device with VoLTE support. It's coming with 4 gigabytes of RAM and 32 GB of internal storage, and the battery is a 3000 milliamp hour battery. So this is the first boot for the device, and a very weird kind of a wallpaper it has. So again, stock-like experience and app tray. Just like the Pixel, you just swipe it up like this, so you get to the app tray on this one. And this is going to come with the default Google Assistant. And again, a very stock Android experience. That's what we get with Motorola devices. That's the same. That hasn't changed that much. And if you go to about the device, it's running on the Android version 7. So you're getting Android Nougat out of the box with the January security update. So that's a good thing. And there is an option to actually disable these on-screen buttons if you want, and you can use this fingerprint scanner instead of that, and this will act like gestures if you enable that. I'll talk about that later. Let's look at the storage. How much do we get out of that 32 GB of storage that we are having? And about 8 GB is sort of used, so you will get about roughly about 23.8 GB of space out of that 32 GB of internal storage that this device has. So these are the apps that are installed. It also has FM radio and a file manager built in. So those are the things that are there, and also Moto Assistant. So you can use this one to customize. For example, you can twist twice to open the camera. Those gestures are there, and notifications again, like Moto display is still there, so that's nice to see. So you can enable that or disable show all notifications and stuff. But let's look at the camera, because they were talking a lot about the camera. So it says shutter button or tap anywhere. So those two options are there for camera. But let's bring some objects here and let's try. Location tagging is also there, and quick capture, and you can also scan QR codes, it says. Let's look. I'm just going to use tap to focus. So the UI hasn't changed that much. It's similar to what we find on earlier Motorola phones. You can adjust the exposure easily like this, as you can see. Let me show you guys here. You can adjust the exposure and you can take the snaps. Let's look at the settings. What else? Okay, photo size, if it's in 16:9, it goes down to 9.1. By default it's on 16:9. So if you want full resolution, go back to 12 megapixel. And video, let's see. Yes, it does support 4K video. I was wondering if it supports 4K video. Yes, it does support 4K video, as you can see. Now let me actually show you some of the sample shots that I have taken with this device, so that you can get an idea regarding the camera performance. So here are some of the sample shots taken with the Moto G5 Plus, and I've taken this in the auto mode, and as you can see, the camera quality is actually really good, and thanks to that f1.7 aperture, getting that bokeh effect is also very easy even in this auto mode. But as the Moto G5 Plus does not have any laser autofocusing system, you have to be careful when you take macro shots. And initial impressions, the camera looks to be actually really good on this one. Again, I will test the camera a lot more. And if you guys really want, I can also do a camera comparison with the Moto G4 Plus. Do let me know in the YouTube comments section. And before I end this video, let me actually also show you the fingerprint scanner. I've already set this up. And if you just tap on it, as you can see, it just wakes up. And you don't have to press this power on off button. If you just tap this fingerprint scanner again, it switches off. So as you can see, the fingerprint scanner is actually very responsive. And there is also one more mode, as I told you. If you don't want these on-screen buttons, you can control, you can go back to the home screen and recent apps and back using just this single button. To enable that, you have to go to this Moto options and go to the Moto actions and there is this option called One Nav button. And by default it is switched on, so you have this virtual buttons over here, but you can switch this on. And now as you can see, the virtual buttons are gone and everything is controlled by this one. If you just tap once, it goes back to your home screen. But if you swipe like this to, for example, let's switch on this, and if you just swipe like this, it acts like a multitasking tray. Let's just go back. But let's say if you're on your app and you want to go back, you swipe like this. So it takes a little bit of time to get used to it, but using just this one, you can control the device. You can switch it on or off. And here also, if you just keep your finger on it, it switches off the screen, and this still acts like a fingerprint scanner. So you have the option of virtual buttons or just using this one also. So guys, that's it for now for this quick unboxing and first look at this Moto G5 Plus. So if you have any other specific questions around this Moto G5 Plus, do post your questions in the YouTube comment section below, and I'll try to include them in my review. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video.